the PROM since Christ through the sons of the kingdom. Matt 13:38 is active in the world sowing the word of God. What will be Satan's activity during the course of this age? Are those who sow the seed to anticipate freedom from opposition by the evil one? Such questions find their answer in this parable, the Son once again Christ, built on the familiar figure of a sower sowing good seed in a field. Since this parable was built on the previous parables, the interpretation of the sower, the seed, and the field are the same here as Christ had previously explained. What is added to the revelation of the course of the age in this parable is that after the good seed was sown, an enemy came and sowed the seed of weeds among the wheat. The enemy is explained as Satan himself, who vigorously opposes the word and the work of God. Matt 13:39. The weeds that Satan sows are called the sons of the evil one, v. 38. Just as through the course of the age, Christ will work through those who are the sons of the kingdom, v. 38. So Satan will work through those who belong to him and become his instruments to oppose the word of God. It is to be noted that during the period of germination and initial growth, it is impossible to distinguish between the wheat and the weeds. Not until harvest can it be determined which is which. The reason for this is that, in the initial stage of growth, the weeds resemble wheat. It isn't until heads of grain begin to appear in the wheat plants that one can determine if weeds have been sown, for weeds do not produce grain. Since Adarnal has the characteristics of the weeds in the parable, Bible scholars generally feel it is the type of weed of which Christ was speaking. In this parable, then, Christ revealed that there will be a false counter-sowing by Satan, alongside the good sowing of the word. This sowing by Satan and its results will continue throughout the age. As the growing season progresses, it will be apparent that weeds have been sown among the wheat. In the parable, the servants suggested that they go through the field and pull up the weeds. It seemed to them a wise plan to try to separate the wheat from the weeds as soon as it became evident that there were weeds in the field. However, the owner of the servants instructed them to let the wheat and weeds grow side by side. The separation was not to be made until the harvest itself, for in seeking to remove the weeds, the servants also would have uprooted the wheat and consequently destroyed it. Christ saw the harvest as analogous to the end of the age. He explained, "The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father." Matt 13:41-43. This parable, then, reveals that Satan will be active through his own throughout this present age. He will seek to prevent the word of God that is being sown from coming to fruition and will remain active until the end of the age. At that time there will be a judgment to separate the sons of the kingdom from the sons of the evil one.